Lauren Hayes spent years building a life that looked perfect from the outside. A husband, a home, a future planned in doctors' offices. But every failed test pushed her lower, and the night he called her broken, her whole world collapsed. She thought family was over, until she met a widowed father with 5 kids who saw her differently. Before we dive in, drop a comment with where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Let's begin. Cole Anderson had learned 2 things in the last 5 years. Kids grow fast, and grief grows slow. Most mornings, the widowed father of 5 moved like a man piecing his life together with duct tape, packing lunches, matching socks, tying shoelaces for 3 different age groups. He didn't complain, he couldn't. His kids needed him anchored, even when he felt like drifting. But on this particular Saturday, something shifted. The Anderson kids had formed a chaotic storm in aisle 4 of the Fairway supermarket, 2 arguing about cereal, 1 crying because someone stepped on his shoelace, 1 trying to climb the cart, and the youngest clutching a juice box like a survival tool. Cole was doing what single parents do, negotiating, redirecting, praying no one knocked over a display. Then a soft voice broke through the noise. "Hey, it's okay. Let's make it a game." Cole looked up. A woman with tired eyes, and the kind of quiet gentleness he hadn't seen in a long time, knelt and picked up fallen cereal boxes as if she'd rehearsed this moment. Lauren Hayes. He didn't know her name yet, only the calm she carried like a lantern. Within seconds, she had all 5 kids stacking boxes like tiny construction workers. They listened to her. They laughed with her. They focused. Even Cole couldn't make that happen most days. When the mess was fixed, she stood to leave, brushing crumbs off her jeans. "Thanks," Cole said, unsure why gratitude suddenly felt too small a word. "No problem," she replied, forcing a smile he immediately recognized, the smile of someone barely holding her life together. As she pushed her cart away, Cole felt something unexpected tug in his chest. She looked lost. The kind of lost he remembered all too well. And he had the strange, unmistakable feeling that their stories hadn't finished crossing paths. Lauren sat in her car outside the supermarket, engine off, hands shaking. She hadn't expected anything today, certainly not 5 children clinging to her words like she mattered. For a brief moment, she'd felt like someone again, not the broken woman her ex-husband left behind. She pressed her forehead to the steering wheel. "Get it together, Lauren," she whispered. Her phone buzzed, a text from her mother asking if she needed anything from the store. Lauren typed back "I'm fine," then stared at the words. She wasn't fine. She hadn't been for a long time. Her chest tightened as Grant's voice echoed in her mind. "You're broken, Lauren. I deserve a real family." She swallowed hard and forced a breath. A knock on her window startled her. She looked up to see the man from aisle 4, faded hoodie, tired eyes, kids orbiting him like unpredictable planets. He opened with an awkward smile. "Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you." Lauren rolled the window down. "Is everything okay?" "Actually," he rubbed the back of his neck. "I know this sounds strange, but you handled them better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm drowning a little." She blinked. "With 5 kids? I can imagine. I work long hours. After-school care fell apart. I was wondering if you'd ever consider helping." Her heart twisted. "I'm not sure I'm the right person." His gaze softened. "You felt like the right person today." Behind him, the smallest girl hugged a box of cereal and whispered, "Is she coming, Daddy?" Lauren felt something warm crack through the numbness. Maybe she could try. At exactly 3:30 the next afternoon, Lauren pulled up to a small blue house with a crooked mailbox and a basketball rolling in the yard. Children's voices echoed before she even reached the porch. She hesitated. "You don't belong here," the old fear whispered. But she knocked anyway. The door swung open instantly. Kayla, the oldest, stood there with a toothy grin. She's here. Dad. She actually came. Lauren laughed despite herself. Hi. Nice to see you too. Inside, the house buzzed with life, messy art projects on the fridge, socks on the stairs, toy cars under the couch. It was chaos. Warm chaos. Cole appeared from the kitchen, wiping flour off his hands. Sorry. Pizza dough emergency. He smiled, the kind that came from exhaustion and sincerity at the same time. Thanks for coming. Lauren shrugged. I wasn't doing anything important. He gave her a look that said he didn't believe that for a second. The kids gathered around her like she was a visiting celebrity. Can you help me with homework? Do you like dinosaurs? Do you know how to braid hair? Did you bring snacks? Lauren's heart squeezed. No one had wanted anything from her in so long, certainly not like this. Okay, one at a time, she said, laughing. As she helped them settle at the table, Cole leaned against the counter, watching her like he was witnessing something rare. You're good with them, he said quietly. I don't know about that, she murmured. I do. For the first time in forever, Lauren felt a small, surprising spark. Not romance, not yet. But belonging. Lauren stayed longer than she meant to. What began as homework help turned into supervising a Lego war, then soothing a toddler meltdown, then rescuing cookies from burning in the oven. By the time the sun dipped behind the neighboring rooftops, the Anderson house felt strangely peaceful. Not because it was quiet, it absolutely wasn't, but because the noise wasn't aimed at her. It simply existed, like a heartbeat she'd forgotten she missed. Cole handed her a mug of tea, his fingers dusted with flour. You okay? He asked. Lauren nodded. Just, surprised. By what? How good this feels, she admitted. He leaned against the counter. Parenting is 90% chaos. The other 10% is moments like this. When everything feels right. A warm flutter moved through her chest. From the living room, a sudden crash echoed, followed by a guilty chorus of "We're fine." Cole sighed. That's suspicious. He walked toward the noise, then paused and glanced back. Stay for dinner. Totally understand if not. But the kids already asked about 5 times. She hesitated. Dinner. With a family. Someone else's family. Something she hadn't done since before her marriage unraveled. But Lily poked her head around the corner, clutching a crayon. Please stay, she whispered, eyes wide. Lauren smiled. Okay. I'll stay. The kids erupted in cheers. Cole looked relieved in a way she didn't fully understand. As she helped set the table, something soft and foreign settled in her chest. For the first time since her husband left, she didn't feel broken. She felt needed. Lauren returned the next afternoon telling herself it was just helping, nothing more. But when Kayla opened the door before she could even knock, shouting, Dad. She's back. The warmth that rushed through her chest said otherwise. Inside, the house was its usual beautiful chaos. 2 kids argued over a science project, one was wearing a superhero cape backward, and the toddler had decorated the dog with stickers. Cole emerged from the hallway, hair damp from a rushed shower. You came, he said, sounding more grateful than surprised. I said I would, she replied, but her voice softened without permission. They settled into their rhythm faster than yesterday. Lauren helped with spelling homework while Cole fixed a broken toy truck. It felt natural, too natural, and that scared her. During a rare quiet moment, Cole sat beside her on the couch. I want to ask you something, he said, voice careful. Her stomach tightened. Okay. The kids like you. A lot. And I trust you. Which doesn't happen easily for me. He exhaled slowly. Would you consider making this official? Like, a steady after-school job? Lauren froze. A job. With him. With them. Part of her wanted to say yes instantly. Another part whispered that she was still a woman picking up pieces of a life that fell apart. I don't know if I'm ready for something like that, she admitted. Cole nodded gently. No pressure. Just think about it. You're already helping us more than you know. A small hand slipped into hers, Lily, the youngest. Please stay with us forever, she whispered. Lauren's heart cracked open. Lauren tried to pretend everything was normal the next morning. She made coffee, folded laundry with her mom, and sat in her childhood kitchen like she used to, but her mind kept drifting back to Cole's house, to the warmth, the noise, the little hand that held hers. You're somewhere else, her mother said, slicing apples. Lauren hesitated. I met someone. Well, not someone. A family. Her mom raised an eyebrow. A man. And 5 kids, Lauren admitted with a weak laugh. They're incredible. And they want me to help them regularly. Her mother's expression softened. And what do you want? Lauren didn't answer, because she didn't know. Before she could think further, her phone buzzed. Grant. A pit formed in her stomach as she stared at the message. We need to talk. I'm coming by tonight. Her pulse hammered. Why now? He hadn't wanted to talk for months, only sign paperwork and erase the life they'd built. You don't have to let him in, her mother said firmly. But Lauren felt the old fear choking her. The fear of never being enough. The fear of being unwanted. She needed air. Without thinking, she drove to Cole's shop. He stepped outside the garage, wiping grease off his hands. Hey, he said, instantly noticing her pale face. What happened? Lauren swallowed hard. My ex, he wants to talk. Tonight. Cole's jaw tightened, protective and quiet. Do you want me to be there? The offer stunned her. No judgment. No pressure. Just support, something she hadn't felt in years. I don't know, she whispered. I just don't want to fall apart again. Cole shook his head. You won't. You're stronger than you think. For the first time, she almost believed it. Grant arrived exactly when he said he would, knocking with the same confidence he used to walk through their old home like he owned everything inside it, including her. Lauren's stomach tightened as she opened the door just enough to see him. He looked polished, expensive, untouched by the wreckage he'd left behind. Lauren, he said smoothly. You look better. She stiffened. What do you want? He stepped inside without waiting for permission, scanning the house with a faint curl of judgment. We need to talk about us. There is no us, she said quietly. Grant exhaled like she was being dramatic. That's what I wanted to discuss. I've had time to think. Maybe we rushed. Maybe we can try again. Lauren blinked. You left me because I couldn't get pregnant. He didn't flinch. I was angry. And overwhelmed. But I deserve a real family, she finished for him. His silence was admission. Before he could regain the upper hand, a small face appeared behind her, Lily, who had been drawing in the living room, peeking curiously from the hall. Grant's brows shot up. Who is that? A child, Lauren said firmly. And none of your business. But you said, Lauren, you told me you didn't want kids anymore. She swallowed. I said I couldn't have one with you. Grant's expression hardened. So this is why you won't come back. Some mechanic in his situation. The contempt in his voice snapped something inside her. These kids, she said calmly, treat me with more kindness than you ever did. Before Grant could respond, headlights swept across the window. Cole's truck. He stepped out, concern etched all over him. Grant's jaw tightened. Unbelievable. Lauren finally stood tall. "I'm not coming back," she said. "I already found where I belong." Grant didn't storm out, he smirked out, like he'd won something. Lauren watched from the doorway, heart pounding, as he straightened his perfect jacket and passed Cole in the driveway. Cole paused beside him. "You okay in there?" he asked Lauren gently. Grant cut in before she could answer. "So you're the mechanic." His tone dripped with superiority. 5 kids, quite the burden to dump on someone else. Cole's jaw flexed, but his voice stayed steady. "They're my kids. Not a burden." Grant gave a low, dismissive laugh. "Right. Well, enjoy cleaning up the mess she leaves. She's good at that." Lauren felt the heat rise in her face. Cole stepped subtly closer, not confrontational, just present, protective. "Time to go," Lauren said sharply. Grant leaned in, voice soft but cold. "You'll regret this. I'm filing to reclaim joint assets. Everything. The house, the savings, the car. You walked out, legally, that matters. And if you're living with this," he waved at Cole's truck, "a judge will question your stability." Lauren froze. "You can't." "I can," he said simply. "And I will." He left with that final blow. The door clicked shut behind him, and Lauren's breath trembled out. The threat echoed like a drumbeat in her chest. He wasn't coming for her heart anymore, he was coming for her survival. Cole stepped closer. "Hey, look at me." Lauren met his eyes, tears finally breaking through. "He's going to take everything." "No," Cole said firmly. "We won't let him." "We?" she whispered. Cole nodded. "You're not alone in this anymore, Lauren." Her chest cracked wide with a mix of fear and relief. Grant worked fast. Too fast. Within a week, Lauren received an official notice. Petition to reclaim joint assets and question financial stability. Her hands shook as she read the lines. It was everything he'd threatened, only now written in legal ink. Her mother slammed a mug onto the table. "He's doing this to punish you." Lauren nodded numbly. "He knows I can't afford a lawyer." But the hardest part came next, telling Cole. She drove to his shop, stepping inside just as he was tightening a bolt. One look at her face and the wrench slipped from his fingers. "What happened?" She handed him the papers. He scanned them, brows darkening. "He's trying to take the house." "The car." "Everything," Lauren whispered. "He says I'm unstable because I'm helping you." Cole exhaled slowly, the kind of breath meant to keep fury in check. "You helping my kids makes you more stable than half the parents I know." "But a judge won't see it that way," she said. "Not without a real job. Not without proof I'm building a life, not just hiding in someone else's." Cole stepped closer. "Then let me fix that part." Her heart stumbled. "What?" "You turned us around," he said softly. "You brought calm. Routine. Hope." He handed her a folded paper from the counter. "I wrote this up a few days ago. I didn't want to pressure you." She unfolded it. Official employment offer, Anderson Household Support Coordinator. Hours. Pay. Responsibilities. All real. All legitimate. Her throat closed. "Cole, this is exactly what you've earned," he said. "And what you deserve." Lauren pressed the paper to her chest, tears burning. For the first time since her marriage ended, she saw a future she actually wanted. Lauren stood at her front porch when Grant's car rolled up, sleek, polished, out of place in the neighborhood. He stepped out with the same confidence he always carried, a man who believed everything was still his. "You need to withdraw that job offer," he said without greeting. You're making yourself look irresponsible. Lauren crossed her arms. It's my decision. No. It affects our settlement. His tone sharpened. If you accept it, I'll push for a full financial freeze. You'll lose everything. She swallowed hard, but she didn't look away. Why are you doing this? Grant smirked. Because you were supposed to come back. We can try again. Have a family. We had a family, she said softly, and you walked away the moment things got hard. He flinched at the truth. Before he could speak again, several small faces peeked from behind Lauren: Kayla, Ben, Lily. Cole stood at the bottom of the steps, wiping his hands on a rag, expression steady but protective. Grant scoffed. This is what you're choosing. Lauren looked at the kids, warm, hopeful, messy, alive. Then at Cole, who met her gaze with something Grant never had: respect. Yes, she said. This is my home now. Grant stepped back like she'd struck him. You'll regret this. No, Lauren whispered, I finally won't. He turned, furious, and drove off, tires spitting gravel. Lauren's shoulders trembled, fear leaving her body in a slow exhale. Cole moved up the steps, gently taking her hand. You okay? He asked. She nodded, tears soft but steady. For the first time, yes. Lily wrapped her tiny arms around Lauren's waist. Does this mean you're staying forever? Lauren knelt, pulling her close. If you'll have me. Cole smiled, warm, certain, the beginning of something real. You're already family, he said. And for the first time in her life, Lauren felt it. Not broken, not abandoned. Chosen. Belonging. Home. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more stories that stay with you.